to some extent basketball. I think that there's got to be a cultural component to it. Thank you for the call. Let's try Elko, Nevada, and Mike. Mike, it's your turn on the Rush Limbaugh program with Mark Belling.
Hey, Mark. It's competitiveness. They look how they've drummed competitiveness out. Everybody wins. There's no such thing as that. People put that to the economy. You can put that to anything. Nobody wants to work for it.
We've made. I think you're on to something. The individual sports in particular, you have to. It's mano a mano. It's competitive. You have to want to win. The few people that I've met that are really outstanding in sports all have the same trait. They not only like to win, they like beating other people. I know a guy who's very close to Michael Jordan, and he told me that in practice, Michael Jordan really got off on taking another player, his own teammate, to the hoop and beating him. He always wanted to win. It's why he took up golf. It's why he liked to gamble on the golf course. He was a guy who wanted to win. He was driven to win. And we in our country have just given that a bad name with youth sports. The focus is on everybody getting their playing time. A lot of the little leagues, they don't want to keep score. This notion that winning is everything has just been thrown out. You've got so many Americans, liberals, who think that the notion of America being number one and that we're better than everyone else is wrong. Look at how many people just cringe when they hear conservatives talk about the notion of American exceptionalism. They don't like that. So maybe what we're doing with these kids is that we're encouraging them to be so cooperative and to get along as such good citizens of the earth that we are not pushing them to be better than the other guy, which is what individual sports really is all about.
Well, and that's why I was really big into wrestling when I grew up. My boys asked to wrestle. I thought it was great. Wrestling is a team sport and points only. It's all individual.
That's correct. You're beating someone else.
But I do drive, and I drive my boys. I drive them. I help coach them. I drive them. I'm on the side of the mat with them. And come win or lose, they show, whether they lose, whether they win, anything else, you show good sportsmanship at the end of it. You win, you show good sportsmanship, but you won, irregardless. You get to celebrate. You get to be the one. You get to show yourself off. I'm so sick and tired of listening to these coaches that, well, we can't do this, we can't do that. And it turns out that a lot of the rules are being dictated by the NIAA for throwing these to half the moves that I used to do when I was in high school.
But the point that you were making is that you specifically are pushing your kids hard, and the time to be cooperative sportsmen with the opponent is after the match is over. Now, we all know that can be taken too far. We've seen the Little League parent who can be the nut, screaming and yelling and berating the 8-year-old kid over nothing. Nobody wants it to go to that point. But when you have someone who is talented in something, every one of us who was ever a kid knows the kids are basically satisfied with giving 75% effort. They're willing to push themselves to a certain point, and if they're going to get better, it's because somebody shoved them to be better than that. Now, that can be overdone. On the other hand, if we're not doing it to anybody, we're not letting these kids get to their full potential, and I suspect that's why in a lot of these individual sports, we're losing our edge, that we don't want to push and shove and demand and say you've got to beat the other guy. I cite tennis, but I think it's probably going on in a lot of other places. And the individual sports is really where the one-on-one really does show up, and we see people competing directly against one another. Thanks for the call. I appreciate the comments. My name is Mark Belling. I'm sitting in for Rush.
You're listening to the EIB Network.
My friend's stories can act as a powerful illustrator. Take the circumstances of Don, longtime listener from Texas. He works as a long-distance truck driver. He carried a deep secret with him. He hadn't paid his federal taxes for years. Every day of his life, he wondered when he'd get that knock on the door. Well, he heard my message about Tax Resolution Services, the company that works hard to clear up IRS problems. Trusting that he was calling the experts at resolving IRS problems, Don retained their services. And they took it totally out of his hands, and they eliminated his problem. And today, thanks to Tax Resolution Services, Don is current with the IRS. He lives without fear for the first time in years. If you owe $20,000 or more to the IRS, you have unfiled returns, or you're already under audit, these are the guys that you should call. Tax Resolution Services, 1-866-IRS-PROBLEMS, 866-IRS-PROBLEMS, Tax Resolution Services. Find them online at taxresolution.com.
Scott Stigler Night.
A significant number of Democrats right now that say either they would not vote for him again or that they are considering their options. We saw this week guys like Spike Lee, some of the pastors in these predominantly African-American churches staying there encouraging their congregation to sit this one out. Yeah, I don't think Mitt Romney's winning 49 states. Well, I'll tell you, he may win more than a lot of people think he's going to win.
Evenings with Scott Stigler, weeknights at 7 on 770 KKOB.
We admire athletes for their sacrifices in pursuit of the goal. What are you willing to do to be healthier? Learn how Mondays at 7:35 a.m. and 5:15 p.m. Brought to you by the experts at Christus St. Vincent Regional Medical Center. Together, we're better. Go USA.
Once again, here's Bernie and Mike Butterfield.
2 minutes. That's all it takes. Give us 2 minutes, and you'll see with your own eyes why a Butterfield Heart Star Diamond is the most beautiful diamond you can buy at the best prices in New Mexico. Shop the competition, and then come see a Heart Star Diamond for yourself. Our Butterfield Heart Star Diamond is the most perfectly cut, round, brilliant diamond you can buy. Average diamonds don't even come close. Its brilliance you will see from across the room. Our diamond selection is one of the largest in New Mexico at prices competitive with anyone in the country, all from a jeweler you can trust. So come see us at Butterfield. Not only will you become your own diamond expert, those 2 minutes could save you a whole lot of money.
Butterfield, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
Butterfield Jewelers, 2411 San Pedro, right next to Mario's, and Butterfield North, off Paseo del Norte, just around the corner from Trader Joe's.
Man made in his likeness possesses and reflects God's dominion over all the earth. You can find prayer-based solutions to your challenges. Listen each Sunday at 5 p.m. to hear inspiring healings presented by your local Christian Science Church.
Rush Limbaugh here. Find us on Twitter right now.
Hello.
Address 770 KKOB.
I'm Mark Elling, sitting in for Rush Limbaugh. I'm going to be joined by the governor of my state of Wisconsin, Scott Walker, at the beginning of the next hour of the program. We've got a story to tell. He's taken more fire than any Republican politician, I'd say, in the last 50 years in America, and survived it. And I had the privilege of doing a talk show that was on the front lines of all of that, and I think you'll be interested in some of the things that we can share with the rest of the country about how you can govern conservatively and survive, even when the media is against you and all of the establishment is against you. You know, I mentioned Serena Williams is going to play for the Women's Championship at Wimbledon tomorrow. You know, if she wins, Barack Obama is probably going to make her apologize. We've got a president who's been spending his entire presidency apologizing to everybody for any success that we ever have. It's become part of our culture to frown on the notion of being the best and being successful. You're rich. You're one of the 1%ers. It's your fault that you got there. Instead of being proud of being a 1%er, you're a bad